And once again, I want to say greetings to each and every one of you, Aquaba, and welcome. Welcome to another round of the Conscious Roster Report here on LIBRadio, LIB TV, here on livinginblack.com. My name is Kidi Obi Awadu, aka the Conscious Roster. Weekday mornings, you and I get together live. We come at you from 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 12 noon Eastern time, 5 p.m. GMT, and 8 p.m. East Africa time. We get together with you, and we deal with culture, consciousness, historical perspectives, entertainment, economics, education, health, labor, law, politics, religion, family, conflict, future studies, all areas of human interactivity and development. Today's date is Tuesday. It is the 18th of November, year 2025 in the Gregorian Western calendar. This corresponds to the year 6265 in the Kemetic calendar, to which we have realigned our cultural clock. Welcome to the 7th millennium. You have found your family in a peaceful place. Here on LIBRadio, LIB TV, here on livinginblack.com. And bear with me while I take a moment here and clear my throat. One sec, I'm going to mute the mic and be right back. My green tea concoction today with turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne pepper. That is part of the conversation for today. Our subject is how to trigger autophagy with or without fasting. Let's go right into the topic, as it is going to be a bit extensive for today. Welcome to our LIBRadio exploration of autophagy, A-U-T-O-P-H-A-G-Y. If you don't know the word, write it down right now. Of autophagy activation strategies. Autophagy, which is Greek for self-eating. Your body's cellular recycling system offers remarkable health benefits. Everything we know about autophagy says it is definitely something we want to have working for us. It offers remarkable health benefits from enhanced longevity to improved metabolic function. While fasting is the most well-known trigger, it's not the only path. Today on LIBRadio, we'll examine evidence-based techniques, including dietary approaches, exercise protocols, and lifestyle interventions that can activate this powerful cellular cleanup process, giving you multiple tools to optimize your cellular health. Now, I tell you, with what I am teaching on LIBRadio, and bear with me, this thing won't let go. It will let go. What I teach on LIBRadio should liberate you from the medical pharmaceutical drug cartel complex. And today's conversation is probably as strong, if not stronger, than anything I've ever shared regarding health on LIBRadio. We've shared a lot. We do it at least two times every week. At least. What you're hearing right now will be coming out in a book called Mo Better Nutrition Strategies for Optimized Health. So I'm not trying to liberate you from me. I want to stay connected with you. I want to be ever more important in your life. Because the fact of the matter is, in America, 2 of every 5 Americans will be diagnosed with cancer. That's just the fact. We reached that very, very sad statistics. And while many of us are alive, and in our children's lifetime, it will hit 1 out of every 2, half of all people. Today, it's 40.5%. Maybe it's 41.5% by this point. That's unacceptable. And when we look at life expectancy, people are living longer now. But the healthy lifespan is actually not growing at all. In fact, all lifespan decreased by 2 to 3 years during the COVID pandemic. So this healthy lifespan, what does that mean? We're living longer, but we're going on to old people drugs at an earlier age. All of these metabolic disorders, overweight, obesity, abdominal obesity, visceral, that's visceral fat, dealing with high triglyceride levels, cholesterol out of control, progressive kidney disease, hypertension, hyperglycemia, and worse, disruption of our gut microbiome, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and cancer. These are all metabolic syndrome diseases, and they are getting worse. Getting worse. I am a baby boomer. I'm 70 years young. And I am looking at my age group. And we're dying off. We are dying off prematurely. To me, anything less than 100 years of age is a premature death. I'm serious. The heart designed to function for 120 years. So follow your heart. So today, welcome. We're going to show you how to optimize this powerful mechanism in your life. And we're going to take advantage of it to extend our healthy lifespan. I'm first going to begin with this video. I watched this video a few times. It's very, very good. This is, I believe this is Dr. Lee, or it could be Dr. Lu. And he is speaking on a program called It's Your CEO, Conversation with Your CEO, which is one of the most popular, if not the most popular podcasts in the world, Conversations with a CEO. And this is just going to last about 1 minute or so. I'll play this video, and you tell me what you are seeing, and you let me know what you think about it.
Discovered. What they discovered is that when you don't eat protein particularly, but when you fast, your body activates this thing called autophagy, and it breaks down some of the subcellular organs, which sounds really bad.
Subcellular organs.
Yeah, so these are sort of like the organs within the cell. So it's not like the liver, but there's something called organelles within a cell, and some of that is broken down. So basically these proteins and so on within the cell, your body gets rid of that. And you think, oh, well, that sounds really bad. But it's not. It turns out that it's very, very good for you because it's an opportunity for your body to get rid of all this old protein, old junky protein. And at the same time, remember that you're fasting, your growth hormone levels are shooting up through the roof. So like a 2-3 day fast, your growth hormone levels might go up 5 times. So you're getting rid of all the old stuff. Then when you eat again, you actually got growth hormone to produce new proteins. Was given the Nobel Prize in medicine. So it's a very important process that's been relatively recently discovered. And what they discovered is that when you don't eat protein particularly, but when you fast, your body activates this thing called autophagy, and it breaks down some of the subcellular organs, which sounds really bad.
Subcellular organs.
Yeah, so these are sort of like the organs within the cell. So it's not like the liver, but there's something called organelles within a cell, and some of that is broken down. So basically these proteins and so on within the cell, your body gets rid of that. And you think, oh, well, that sounds really bad. But it's not. It turns out that it's very, very good for you because it's an opportunity for your body to get rid of all this old protein, old junky protein. And at the same time, remember that you're fasting, your growth hormone levels are shooting up through the roof. So like a 2-3 day fast, your growth hormone levels might go up 5 times. So you're getting rid of all the old stuff. Then when you eat again, you actually got growth hormone to produce new proteins. Was given the Nobel Prize in medicine. So it's a very important process that's been relatively recently discovered. And what they discovered is
All right. That played through. And I think it played through about 1.5 times. So I had a little something in the background had to deal with. And for Africa One, I welcome you to the conversation. Hotep, Brother Keaty, and Global LIB family. She said, thanks for muting while slurping. I'm so not emboldened. I'm so fortunate to have you all in my family. And for Africa One, she keeps me from slurping. In fact, when I make my green tea every day, and this is a green tea, it's got cinnamon in it, coconut oil in it, cayenne pepper in it, mint extract in it, turmeric in it, black pepper, which I found the piperine in black pepper activates the turmeric sometimes like 100-fold. It's like a huge boost in the effectiveness of the turmeric as one of the powerful nutrients that we're putting in our diet daily. So I have my tea, and that tea is going to be on the list of things. So please do. And Brother Ed is in the house. He's writing on the Rumble page. It says, greetings, Brother Keaty. There's no sound on YouTube, but I checked it in the background and I put it up in YouTube for me. And there is sound on the YouTube. So you just may want to double check your sound settings on your computer. Make sure you're getting it. Brother Ed, we do not at all intend to leave you behind today. So let's go forward. I have this huge research paper I put up for today. Let's go through it. And let me give you that link to the video that you just saw. And the video is entitled How Fasting Rejuvenates Your Body, Autophagy Explained. So I'm just going to copy this entire link. It's not that long. I'm going to post it up on the YouTube. Boom. I'm going to post it up on our Rumble page and post it up on the Facebook page for all of you checking us out there as well. And hopefully we'll all learn together, we'll grow together, and let's stay together. As Al Green said, let's stay together. It's a good thing. So we're doing that, post that up there, and let's continue on with the research. You can activate autophagy through a mix of dietary, lifestyle, and supplement-based strategies. Fasting, particularly water fasting, is a powerful, but not the only route for activating autophagy. Here are 15, not even 15, there's about 18 of them, proven techniques. How fasting rejuvenates your body. Number 1, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting meaning you confine your daily eating hours to a certain number of hours, and then for the rest of the day, you do not eat anything, or you do your best to not eat anything. Intermittent fasting is one of the most effective methods. Autophagy typically begins after 16 hours and peaks around 24 to 48 hours. Intermittent fasting involves cycles of eating and fasting. It promotes cellular repair, cellular cleanup, and autophagy during the fasting period. So when I go to When I finish my eating cycle, this is what I traditionally do. Try to stay strict to it. I stop eating at 6 p.m. and just liquids. I will have a cup of tea or hot chocolate right around then, but not too late. And then I do not eat until the next day at 12 noon. That is what's called an 18-6 intermittent fast. Some people do 16-8. Some people do 12 and 12. The key about it is that you do want to engage in it and stay in it to the best of your abilities as long as you possibly can. On a daily basis, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. You can do it 4 days a week and definitely get the benefits from it. But I am doing it 7 days a week. 16, that's 18-6. So number 2 is extended water or juice fasting between 48 and 72 hours. This deepens the autophagy, which kicks in at about 12 or 16 hours. Deepens autophagy and cellular cleanup, especially in brain and immune cells. And also by the second day, our human growth hormone, HGH, turns on and speeds up our rejuvenation processes. Now, that human growth hormone is very important. As you heard in the video, he said that autophagy goes in and starts eating for nutrition the proteins that make up the organelles inside of every cell. But we have to realize that within these organelles is where the damage that causes aging begins. So therefore, when the body consumes these organelles, human growth hormone turns on while the body then replaces those senescent cells. That's so very important. Please do pay attention. Next, number 3, time-restricted eating. This is this intermittent fasting. Within a 6 to 8 hour window daily maintains the autophagy without full fasting. Avoid snacking between meals, and this minimizes your insulin spikes and allows autophagy to continue between meals. So again, we're not only restricting our eating, but we're avoiding the snacking that people do. But if you're restricting your eating to 6 or 8 hours, there's nothing wrong with enjoying snacks as long as those snacks are consistent with your superfood strategies. I do see Kwame Reggie is in the house, and I see Eddie is in the house. He switched back over to YouTube. He said, "Thank you. You are loud and clear." Thank you, Brother Eddie, for giving me that report. Because we do have to maintain integrity over here, and it is because of you that helps me to maintain our integrity. I see Kwame Reggie is in the house. Hetep. No, he says, "Hey, Chef Keedy," which I interpret that as Hetep. This is great topic for today. Thanks for addressing it. Thank you, Eddie, for tuning in. Always. Oh, not Reggie. Kwame Reggie. Thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure for me to have you in the house for today. And here 1 second while I clear my throat. And you don't want to hear that. Number 4, low carb or ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet reduces insulin and glucose levels, mimicking fasting effects and triggering autophagy. Consuming a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet shifts metabolism and autophagy by mimicking fasting. Now, let's get this high fat, low carb diet in context, because there's a group of people, the paleo, the keto people, that have got this story only partially correct. Consuming more of your food, more of your proteins, full spectrum amino acids, consuming more of your proteins in vegan sources, superfood sources, is better than eating beef, lamb, pork, turkey, chicken, eggs, milk, dairy, cheese. All of that stuff with zero fiber in it is related directly to the cancer, especially cancers of the esophagus, the gut, colon, cancers of the rectum. Colorectal cancer rates are skyrocketing. And so it's a horrible disease, absolutely horrible disease, while your back end inside your body rots out. I lost one of my friends, two of my friends, to colorectal cancer. And you don't want to experience it. So we can do better than that. So the NEU 5GC, we've talked about that quite a bit. This protein humans cannot digest increases inflammation 500%. That's increasing your rate of cancer. So do not believe the paleo and keto people. But if the paleo and keto people are telling you to consume that high protein, high fat in nuts, legumes, seeds like flax seeds, hemp seeds, black seed, or any of their oils. If the keto people are telling you to consume high amounts of fat that way, I completely agree. Avocado, give me an avocado, keep your steak. We've got the beef. No, I have a beef with you. I hope you do agree. I'm looking at my Facebook and just checking, make sure I get all my family in the house. Shabaka, I see you in the house, Brother Shabaka. Greetings, Baba and LIB family. Great topic today, and I'm happy to be here to learn beneficial information. Yeah, this is the information we all need, Brother Shabaka, especially those of us who are dealing with metabolic disorders. Turning on autophagy turns off the metabolic disorder while we are in that state of autophagy. What we want to do is we want to get in that state of autophagy and keep it high. The higher the autophagy, the longer it's sustained, the lower is our metabolic risk. I'm talking about hypertension, hyperglycemia, overweight, obesity, all these 10 different metabolic disorders. We're going to turn them off. We're going to turn them off. So welcome, Brother Shabaka. You have found your family in a peaceful place. Going forward, number 5, exercise while fasting. Exercise while fasting enhances autophagy in muscle and brain tissue, especially with high intensity or endurance workouts. Regular physical activity stimulates autophagy, particularly high intensity exercise, high intensity interval training. That's what I do, high intensity interval training. And I didn't do it this morning because I went out to do my 20 minutes of running and walking, high intensity interval training, but it was raining. And I don't like to run in the rain. I did that one time, and it's just uncomfortable for me. I don't like getting home wet. It's not cool. So I came back in the house and occupied ourselves doing this research. So next on the list, that's regular physical activity stimulates autophagy, particularly high intensity exercise, depletes your energy stores. That's your glucose and glycogen. Then you move into your ketogenic energy. And that's where you want to be. That's autophagy. and activates cellular recycling. With resistance training, muscle stress triggers autophagy in muscle tissue. So get that resistance training in. Now, I think I'm at the point in my life, I've reached a certain age that I'm going to curtail my push-ups a little bit. So yesterday, I think I may have just started a new lifetime routine because recently I just added some nighttime exercises, etc., that more than makes up for it. But I cut down from striving to get in 800 plus push-ups in 3 sets. That each set is like you push them out. I count. The first set had been like 350, and then I decided yesterday I'm going to cut down to 200 sets of push-ups. That's my strength training, my resistance training. And 600 a day, that's pretty reasonable for a 70-year-old man, I hope you would say. That's pretty reasonable. So number 6 on our list is, and I talked about it briefly, lowering our protein consumption can stimulate autophagy as the body seeks out resources to recycle and utilize and reutilize. So as we are cutting down and or eliminating many of those protein sources that this Western society has tricked us into, and I gotta think that it is the food processors and the beef industry and the dairy industry that are putting this huge lie out that you gotta eat meat. In the commercials you see buffalo wings, and I watched football last night. Buffalo wings and big chunks of meat at Arby's. They're now bragging about big, huge chunks of meat. And to me, they show you that greasy-looking thing. It's covered in sugar water to make it shine like that. They show you that big, greasy-looking piece of burnt thing. To me, that looks absolutely gross. It is. But people do believe it's delicious, and they do eat it, so I'm not going to insult you. But to me, it looks gross. It really does. It's to be honest. So we're up to number 7. Avoid snacking between meals. We talked about this earlier. Minimizes insulin spikes and allows autophagy to continue between meals. So we're not going to repeat too much today, but this was in the list that I got from 2 different AI searches. So I combined them both, and then I added to them to the best of my abilities. Number 7, avoid snacking between meals. Number 8, green tea and black coffee. Green tea. Polyphenolenic compounds in green tea, black coffee, meaning coffee with no sugar, coffee with no cream, and berries, resveratrol, the EGCG, and caffeine stimulate autophagy. EGCG is the most abundant catechin in tea. It is a polyphenol, and it's being researched for its potent antioxidant potential affecting human health and disease. And you know I'm going to drink to that. I'm not going to slurp. I'm going to drink to that. That's some good green tea. So I drink my green tea too every day. At this point, especially since it's cool weather, I'm going to have my green tea every day, usually at least once a day. But you notice I put 2 tea bags in here. So it's strong green tea. Also, black coffee. I used to have an attitude about coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I used to have an attitude about it because of the carcinogenic impact of the, what's it called? When the coffee is roasted. I can't think of the word right now. But coffee does have caffeine which now we recognize caffeine as a good product from nature as a stimulant, and it does stimulate many of the best things. If you're drinking coffee with cream and sugar, you're not doing your body any good. So if you're going to be drinking coffee, I recommend drink it black and strong, just like you like your women, black and strong. That's a beautiful thing. Going forward, we are up to number 9, sleep optimization. This is very important. Deep sleep and circadian rhythm alignment support autophagy, especially in the brain. Quality sleep enhances autophagy by regulating the pineal gland, which plays a key role in cellular repair. Very, very important. So get your autophagy enhanced, excite your pineal gland, and live on, live on, live on. That's right. Number 10, cold exposure, cryotherapy, or cold showers. This activates stress-induced autophagy pathways. Cold showers or ice baths also activate autophagy through the body's response to temperature shocks, activating the sirtuin circuits in our DNA. So this is very, very important, the sirtuin circuits. If we activate those, then we get a benefit of autophagy. And it's also definitely connected to longevity. Read the book by Dr. David Sinclair, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. He was the first one to really let me know in clear language. I had heard about the sirtuin circuits before, but he gave me in a clear language what activating these circuits, how that contributes to our longevity. So the book is called Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to by Dr. David Sinclair. Kwame Reggie's in the house. He says, this is a great topic for today. Thanks for addressing it. He says, what time is your first meal and what do you normally eat as your first meal? That's a good question. My first meal of the day begins at 12 noon or as close to 12 noon as possible. Sometimes I might not eat till 1:30 or so p.m. and I will add another hour and a half at the end of that window so I can at least get my nutrition in. And usually my first meal has been chia pudding. And I will add fruit to my chia pudding. But I will say, if I weigh myself in the morning, and if I weigh less than 142 pounds, I will not eat the chia pudding because chia pudding takes off the weight. I notice on the day after I eat chia pudding, the next day I'm going to weigh about a pound less. That's my secret for weight reduction. And I've been telling as many people about my secret as possible. Chia pudding. It's not hard to make either. Just put some chia seeds and some almond milk in, ratio of 1:3. Let it sit overnight, stir it up real good, let it sit overnight. Then you can add fruit to it. I like to add banana. You can add honey. The honey does kind of counterbalance the effect of losing the weight, but you know, honey's a great thing for our body. We love honey, but fresh fruits, I usually will add blueberries to my chia pudding. So that'd be my first meal of the day. And then usually I will follow that up with the soup, some soup. Every day I'm having soup these days. And, you know, I'll then just kind of just go through what's available, leftovers from yesterday. And those of you who see my daily postings, I'm posting up what I eat every day. Then my leftovers are pretty much, I'm really looking forward to them. So that's usually my first meal of the day. And I love my oatmeal. Yesterday I did not need the chia pudding, so I ate my oatmeal, of which I put cinnamon in it, oatmeal, raisins, walnuts, coconut oil, and I'll sweeten it with turbinado sugar, which is the full spectrum of natural micronutrients, microminerals in the sugar. It's unfiltered cane juice. It's dehydrated. Number 10 was cold exposure. Showers, cold showers. And here's what you do. When you're taking your shower, you love your hot shower. I love a hot shower. But I will end my hot shower by turning down the cold valve. Keep turning it, keep turning it, keep turning it. Don't stop turning it till it's getting cold. Yeah, it's getting colder. Yeah, my body will adjust after 5 or 6 seconds until finally you get to the point where you, and then you leave it there for as long as you possibly can. If you can, at least 20 seconds at that coldest setting that your body can tolerate. And then, without heating it up, go ahead and finish your shower. That activates your twin circuits. Number 11, heat therapy. We talked about cryotherapy. Number 11, heat therapy, sauna or hot baths. Promotes heat shock proteins that enhance autophagy. Saunas or heat therapy can promote autophagy through thermal stress, similar to the benefits of exercise. Very important. Number 12, strategy for increasing autophagy. Supplements, compounds like resveratrol, curcumin, and spermidine may enhance autophagy. They do enhance autophagy, Berberine mimics fasting by activating AMPK, a key autophagy regulator. Resveratrol from grapes or red wine is from the pigment, activates sirtuins and autophagy-related genes. Curcumin from turmeric is an anti-inflammatory and autophagy-inducing via mTOR inhibition. So now you have it. And we did cover AMPK and mTOR just about it was last week we covered it, so that's explained. I always have so many of these acronyms in my brain. Let me real quickly give you what is mTOR and AMPK. What do mTOR and AMPK stand for? And mTOR stands for mechanistic target of rapamycin, which is a protein kinase, meaning an enzyme, that regulates cell growth and anabolic metabolism. AMPK stands for AMP, activated protein kinase. Activated protein kinase, which is a key regulator of cellular energy balance and plays a crucial role in energy metabolism and cellular repair. These pathways work together to maintain energy homeostasis and influence growth and repair processes in the body. So mechanistic target of rapamycin and activated protein kinase. That's mTOR. And let me just post that in my document. And I'm going to memorize these things eventually. But that's a good thing. So we talked about the supplements. Next on the list, number 13, nutrition, i.e. sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts. And sulforaphane, we get it from not only broccoli, but cauliflower. Brussels sprouts are an excellent way of getting that in. Onions, garlic. Oh, these are all lovely sources of the sulforaphane from which our body makes critical nutrients. This boosts cellular detox and autophagy in brain and liver cells. A fasting mimicking diet is designed to induce fasting-like effects while still allowing some caloric intake. This can promote autophagy. Extra light virgin olive oil may encourage autophagy due to its high content of oleic acid and polyphenols. So those are all nutritional strategies. And going forward, we're up to number 14. Let me see if anybody talking to me today. Sandra Muhammad, I see you in the house, beloved. Great to have you with us, as always. What about flax seeds, she asks. Can you add chia seeds to unsweetened yogurt? Oh, absolutely, yes. Chia seeds are excellent in unsweetened yogurt, and especially if it's not dairy yogurt, non-dairy yogurt. There's coconut milk yogurt. I make my own almond milk or almond yogurt, not made out of almond milk, but made out of the almond seeds. I'll take the blanched seeds, blanched almonds, and I'll cover that with water, put it in a blender, blend it all up till it's about a smoothie consistency. Then I drop in 2 caps of my probiotics, and I cover that, leave it breathing, cover it with I'll put it in a glass dish, cover it with a cheesecloth, and then I'll put it in my dehydrator, keep it at 110 degrees for 12 hours, and boom, the culture is grown, and I have made my own non-dairy yogurt. So can you put chia seeds in it? Absolutely, positively. Put as much chia seeds in it as possible. You want to put the chia seeds in a day before because you want the chia seeds to swell up. If you put in the chia seeds and to just eat it, you don't want that because the chia seeds can swell inside of your stomach. Chia seeds will soak up all of the liquids and swell, and that can become problematic, especially if you're soaking up all of the liquids there. So chia seeds and yogurt sounds wonderful to me. She said, what about flax seeds? Yes, 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 yes. Flax seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, black seeds. These are all great. Even sesame seeds. These are all wonderful additions to our health and nutrition. Thank you. That's a great question. Number 15, stress reduction. Techniques such as meditation, yoga, are also support autophagy indirectly by promoting overall health. Very, very important. Get your stress reduction in, and that complements the idea of sleep as well as a great method. And then did I tell you? Yes, sleep optimization. That was number 9. Deep sleep and circadian rhythm alignment support autophagy, especially in the brain. Quality sleep enhances autophagy by regulating the pineal gland, which plays a key role in cellular repair. I read that. Now I just read it again. So stress reduction is also complementary to that. And last on this list, this first list that I have, is hydration. Maintaining good hydration can aid cellular processes, including autophagy. Implementing these strategies can help us enhance autophagy and support overall health. So that's what it's been all about today. Enhancing our autophagy and supporting overall cellular health. Now, as I said, I did do 2 separate AI searches to gather up today's information. The second search was on DuckGo. I do use DuckDuckGo as my preferred search engine. I try not to use Google as a search engine. If I'm going to use Google as a search engine, because Google is a spy. They're a spy. They're not friendly. But if I do use it, and also Google is not only a spy, but Google has intelligence agencies from another country are embedded in Google. And if you don't believe me, do a search. Type in Israel and Palestine in Google. And notice that everything that comes up front. Now, if you use a more detailed search, you're looking for something else, it'll give you more information. But everything that immediately comes is pro-bias towards one of those 2 nations, either Israel or Palestine. You tell me which group do you think has embedded itself inside of Google. And biasing what information you can get. I'm just going to let you do that on your own, and you know the answer, but you need to do that experiment. So I did it on DuckDuckGo, my preferred search engine I will use on one website, but then my preferred is Brave, Brave. DuckDuckGo and Brave do not spy on me. They say they don't. But everything's got a tag on it. Everything has a tag on it. If you know how to burrow deep into it, you can find these other tags inside of it. So it gave me the following list: 13. Number 1, intermittent fasting. Number 2, caloric restriction. Number 3, exercise. Number 4, ketogenic diet. Number 5, heat exposure. Number 6, cold exposure. Number 7, reductions in protein intake. Number 8, supplements. Number 9, sleep optimization. Number 10, fasting mimicking diet. Number 11, olive oil. Number 12, mindful practices. And number 13, hydration. That's what it gave and contributed to the earlier list. I combined the two and put them all in there. And also there's another one that I've just recently become aware of, and it's got a specific name. And let me see. I'm going to do another quick search. What is the name of the breathing technique? And it's called 5-5-10 that produces autophagy, because it has a specific name, and I want to get that. The breathing technique you're referring to is likely the 5-finger breathing techniques. It involves inhaling for 5 seconds, holding the breath for 5 seconds, and exhaling for 5 seconds, which can help induce relaxation and reduce stress. While it's not explicitly named 5-5-10, which is the one I'm looking for, it shares similar principles of controlled breathing and grounding. Now, that is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for specifically the technique is not 5-5, it's 5-5-10. I have to put parentheses around the 5-5-10, so it's only looking for 5-5-10. The box breathing technique, that's it. Let me share this with you. This is very important. The breathing technique, bear with me. And I just started using this not too long ago, about a month ago, and it's pretty doggone awesome. It really, really is good. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste this in my document. And here's what it says. The breathing technique I'm likely referring to is called 5-5-10 technique, which is also known as the box breathing technique. This technique involves inhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 5 seconds, and I use my heartbeat as a rhythm because my heartbeat consistently is right almost exactly at 60 beats per minute. And then you exhale for 5 seconds, and then holding again for 5 seconds again. That's the box breathing, but I do it a little bit different. Instead of holding it at the bottom for 5 seconds, I will exhale for 10 seconds, and then here's what I do. On the first breath, I will maintain that hold at the bottom for 0 seconds. The next time, I hold it for 1 second. The third breath, I will hold it at the bottom for 2 seconds. The fourth breath, etc., etc. I get up to 10 of the box methods. Breathe in for 5. Hold it for 5. Exhale for 10. And on the 10th one, I will hold it at the bottom for 10 seconds. Now, at this point, my diaphragm can start flickering, start triggering. When your diaphragm is stressing and searching for air, that's when you are getting the full benefit. It is said to be the equivalent of doing a water fast. Now I'm going to add that to my search, the neck technique. I just found that, and I'm going to add this to this, and it has this. What is this producing in the body that is similar to water fasting? Now, from my understanding, when I first heard about this, it said that this was producing the exact same process as what we know as water fasting. The 5-5-10 technique may mimic some metabolic and cellular effects of water fasting by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress hormones and improving insulin sensitivity, but does not directly trigger autophagy like fasting does. Now that's a pretty good thing to understand. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to give you more of the benefits of it here right now. You're going to love this. If you please do pay attention. Now bear with me. Copy, cut, paste. So what are the physiological effects of 5-5-10 breathing versus water fasting? There's a chart here, and I'm going to read the chart. And again, not only am I doing the exhale, but I'm holding it beyond. So by the time I do 10 cycles of the 5-5-10, at the bottom, I've added another 10. 5-5-10-10. But again, that 10-10 is on the last one. Now, if I normally, excuse me while I go quiet for a second, but I'm going to inhale for 5, hold it at the top for 5, and I'm going to exhale for 10 seconds, and then I'm going to hold it there for, let's say 5 seconds, because I'm just kind of going into a cold, plus I'm going into a talking. So here you're going to hear me inhale. Hold it. And exhale for 10. Hold it. So that was exhaling it for 10, but holding at the bottom for 5 seconds. Now, believe it or not, when I first started using this enhanced box technique, holding it at the bottom for 5 seconds was kind of difficult. I would be struggling for that air because my lungs are completely empty after that 10 seconds of exhaling. But now you just heard me do it, and there was no struggle at all. So do try it. Now, I also combined this with a new set of exercises I'm doing. These are exercises from Japanese elderly people that I do. And I combine the box breathing technique with holding my feet up against a wall. I'll go on my back, close to the wall. You don't have to be all the way up against the wall. Close to the wall, about 6 inches away. Putting my feet up perpendicular allows the blood to circulate down into my lower body cavity. And I combine those two, and it's awesome. Combine that with chia pudding every morning. I can't imagine a 70-year-old person feeling any better, more complete than I feel right now. I know some awesome 70-year-olds. I do. There are many awesome 70-year-old people out here and older. Well, I have been welcomed into the camp, and it feels really wonderful. So What does it do? Effect of 5-5-10 breathing or box breathing compared to water fasting? Cortisol reduction. Box breathing lowers your stress response. Water fasting, yes, lowers your stress response, especially after initial adaptation phase, because it takes you a couple of days to adapt to water fasting. 2, insulin sensitivity. Box breathing may improve vagal activation, and water fasting strongly improves due to lack of glucose intake. Number 3, autophagy. Indirect support via stress reduction and metabolic balance for box breathing. For water fasting is directly triggered by nutrition deprivation. The effect, heart rate variability, HRV. Box breathing increases signs of parasympathetic dominance, meaning your dominance from your parasympathetic. I think that's where it's coming from, out of your spine. It's like a second brain. For water fasting may increase over time with metabolic adaptation. And that's very, very important. Mitochondrial efficiency. Box breathing, it's supported via oxygenation and reduced oxidative stress. Water fasting, enhanced through cellular stress and repair mechanisms. And lastly, inflammation. Box breathing reduced via vagal tone and lower cortisol level. And water fasting reduced through ketogenesis and immune modulation. So this comes from Stanford neuroscientists on breathing and stress reduction. And there's also another link here. And let me see, I'm just going to open this one in a new tab. And the other one comes from myhealth.com. I'm going to give you these links. Bear with me. Where is it at? Stanford neuroscientists, this 5-second breathing technique is the fastest way to reduce anxiety and stress. And copy, home, paste, and copy that. And let me see if it will all fit in the YouTube. No, it doesn't. I have to fit that on 2 separate lines. Let me put this up on Rumble. Find a way to do this as efficiently as possible. Rumble. Okay, so now I'm going to copy half of that. And I am giving you the title. So if this doesn't completely go through, you let me know. And you can always find it by searching for the title. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Copy, paste the first part, and then paste the second part. And then I'm going to do this. Copy that all and paste it up on my Facebook page. So those of you watching me live today on Facebook, or if you're catching the replay and you want access to these others, just go down to the notes for today and you will see what I just put up. Now also, I copied and pasted this in another link, open a new tab, and that was the same. No, this is different. Breathing exercises, types, 25 benefits, side effects, and how to do them. This is all very important. I hope you do agree. Copy, and now we're going to paste this up also on the YouTube. And I think that will all fit in one. Let me know. Yep, it's all there on the YouTube. Let me paste it up on Rumble as well. It's all going to fit on one, but I'm going to see. Yeah, it does fit on Rumble. And one more time, I'm going to paste this up for my Facebook family. And here it is. Booyaka. Boom, boom, boom. We're up and we are going. So where we at? We're going to go back to my original research paper. And guess what? We got to the end of it. So thank you. That wasn't too long. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, but we got through a lot of good information. Anybody else out there have a protocol, a strategy for increasing your autophagy on a daily basis? Please do take just a couple of seconds and tell me what are some of the things in your strategy that you do. Now, everything I listed today, I'm actually doing. And I'm taking the supplements. I'm doing the extended fasting. I do daily intermittent fasting, caloric restriction, protein, getting as much protein, clean protein as I can get in. I'm not into lean protein. I'm into clean protein because lean for me implies that it's coming from animal-based products. And I don't need animal-based products because for so many reasons. And we've listed those reasons before. Anybody listening on the You Now page, did you want to sign in as well? We'd love to hear from you today. Be with us every day if you can. Learn and grow and learn. And then teach. I find that in teaching, I get so much more out of it because at first I have to teach myself before I can teach anyone else. Now, I want to take a moment here and put up a commercial. This Saturday, I'm going to do a second preview, a free preview via Zoom of an upcoming class that I will be teaching. And this class is about how to write and publish your book in 90 days. 90 days after we begin. We're going to begin on December the 27th, I believe it is. It might be December 28th. It's 2 days after Christmas. So that would be December 27th. Is the next time we are going to begin this class. It will take 90 days. Your book will be finished in 90 days. And the thing about it is, it works. I wrote the book called From Pen to Power, How to Write and Publish Your Book in 90 Days. The book is complete. It's got everything in it. I teach things that others don't teach or are not conscious of. For one, I tell people, when you write a book, increase your font size. Not 10, not 9, not 12, because you're trying to save pages because you don't want to pay the money. No one's going to read your book if it's in 9-point type. I have a book I bought by Harriet Washington. I love Harriet Washington. The book, whatever the book is named, Medical Apartheid, I think it's called. But I got the book and it's written in 9-point font type. And I don't feel like always reaching for reading glasses. I don't even like wearing them. So I do encourage each and every one of us to write in 13-point type. And if you put my 13-point type book up next to a 12-point type book, you'll see immediately, yeah, that's why I write in 13-point type. No one else is teaching this. Without naming any names, one of my friends, who is an author, has written numerous books. I got that friend's latest book, and she had just rebooted the book, relaunched it. And one of the things she did was increase the font type. And it made a big difference. But it still didn't match mine. I think she increased it to 12. I write in 13 font type. And then she made another big mistake, that she had outsourced this to another editor to edit it, format it, and get it ready to go to print. And I caught that other mistake she made almost immediately. And that was, she didn't put the chapter titles at the top of each page. You put the chapter title on the left and the book title on your right. The book title remains consistent throughout the whole thing, but your chapter title changes every time you do a chapter. I teach the details. I've written 60 books. And not only that, during the last time we did the class, I released 6 books or 7 books during the 90 days of the class. I had just released 2 books before starting the class, so I had a total of 8 books, might have been 9, that came out before that 90-day period was over. I'm only asking you to write one. It will be a lifelong lesson, because everything you learn in publishing your first book, you're going to be using for if you have other books in mind. So this Sunday, I am going to have a preview of this. This will be the second and final free preview. After that, I'm going to charge you. So you do want to have your final preview for what is coming. So the preview is entitled The Second Zoom for 90-Day Class. And I'm going to share this with you right real quickly. Where is it at? There it is. Why is it not coming up? Okay, there it is. I'm going to share with you a link to this. You have to register in advance. I'm going to say it a second time. You have to register in advance. I'm going to say it one more time. You will have to register in advance for this meeting. It's going to be this Saturday, November 22nd, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And that is 1 p.m. Eastern time. And 10 a.m. And it's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern time. 1 p.m. Eastern. And it will be 10 to 6 p.m. GMT. So do register in advance for the class. I hope you do join us. I'm going to put up the link to this in a separate little one. Oh, it's going to be there. It'll be there. And copy it all and hit the enter button. And now you are invited into the class. A couple of comments. Sandra says, I have it too, and I agree with you. Okay. So I hope you do join us. I hope you are inspired to want to write your book. And let's do this. What if everyone out here who listens to this show decided that we were all going to write and publish a book together? I'm going to do at least 4, maybe as many as 7 books during this time. Because right now I am moving out of writing books and I'm moving more towards making films. So that's what I'm doing. So there's a payment plan. The writing course is costing, I haven't decided yet on the price. I need to charge about $7.99, but I do have an early bird price, or I may just have it at $600 for everyone. No early bird, but 4 payments, because the course lasts 13 weeks. So you can get 4 payments in those 13 weeks. So the class begins 2 days after Christmas, and your book comes out on or before January, February, March, the end of March. It'll be about March 25 or maybe March 27. 90 days is what it is. It's exactly 90 days. Now, here's the thing. We did the class before. We had, I think, 6 people in the class and 7 people in the class. And 4 of the people gave up, quit, or procrastinated. And of those 4 people, The books are not. 3 of us got our books published, and of the other 4, they kind of froze and didn't get back to it. That's why I insist that it's a 90-day to write and publish your book. And at day 45, you're going to hear me start in the class to push people. Get it done. Finish the writing by 45 days, and then use 45 days to get your formatting correct and your artwork correct. Get it all right. And it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to release your book. No. You just got to get it done. Get it done. Get it done. I'm going to insist. You're going to hear me pushing you from day 46 to the end of the 90 days. Get your writing done. And that became the problem for the poor people who didn't do it. They procrastinated on writing. 1 person, 2 people, and they actually paid for the class, and they told me they wanted to write their book on their cell phone. I said, no. No one's going to write a book on a cell phone. If it's going to be all AI, maybe you can do it then, but I don't even think you can do that on a cell phone. I told them how to do it. If you're going to do it on the cell phone, if you have to, then do this instead. But they didn't listen. In fact, dropped the first 2 who dropped out of the class. So I know I'm going on and on and on. I love writing books. I think you do enjoy the books that I write. So do join us. It's coming up. The class begins December 27th. It lasts 90 days, and your book will get published. On that note, I want to thank you all for being with us today. You've been tuned into your favorite. We hope to strive to be your favorite. We try to be useful to you every day. And if it is useful to you, then I hope that you will pass the note to someone else. Try this out, and you will get good benefit from it. So on that note, thank you all for your fastidious commitment, for being here, for being strong, being alert, being aware, for being the giant that you are. I consider you all to be giants. So let's keep this party going. I've been trying to get this music going, my bumper music getting me out of the show. You've been tuned into LIBRadio, LIBTV, livinginblack.com. Today's topic, how to trigger autophagy with or without water fasting. I think we did a good job. Hopefully, you will agree and say, no, you did better than that. Keely, today, you did a fantastic job on my favorite, LIBRadio, LIBTV, and on livinginblack.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.